from the heart of America in Chicago, Illinois. It's time for Roker Radio with Al Roker Jr. And now, Al Roker Jr.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Roker Radio. Al Roker Jr., Dano joining me as always. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. You?
Doing real good. Summer of 2019. I've been trying to focus on the summer of 2019 for the past several podcasts because summer around here is so short. It was awfully short this year, let's be honest. Like, we really didn't have a summer till July.
Yeah.
And then Mother Nature made up for it. I almost passed out that one weekend, a couple of weekends before Lollapalooza when it was
it's hot.
107 heat index and all that kind of stuff.
You know, it's always winter, and then when summer actually hits, it kicks our ass.
Like, I was watching the Cubs game. Like, we went to a Cubs game in July, right before that real bad heat in July.
Yeah.
And everything was fine at the Cubs game. Dude, but in June, the ivy wasn't even in yet. The ivy was like half in June.
Yeah.
Because it had been so cold and so rainy, you know? So I've been trying to focus on summer things, summer events. We talked about summer concerts and summer festivals and things of that nature because there's a lot to get into this little space of time. So I'm just trying to do my part to have people know about different things that are going on around town.
Yeah.
We talked to Green City Market about the Green City Market Chef Barbecue. Coming up a little bit later in the show, one of my favorite events of the summer, late summer, Labor Day weekend as a matter of fact, is a little something called Lobsterfest. And Nick from Green Curtain Events is going to be joining us a little bit later on in the show to tell us about Lobsterfest 2019 going on at Navy Pier on a Labor Day weekend, and that's one of my favorite events to go to for the entire.
You fucking love it.
I do love it.
Looking at you right now, your eyes are just like
I do love it.
Me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, my lobster.
I do love it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That buttery.
It's a lot of fun.
Giant.
What?
I just said that buttery seafood giant.
It is.
You look at it.
Am I the buttery seafood giant, or are you talking about lobster tail? Oh,
I'm
okay.
Just like, I'm picturing what you're looking at.
Okay, I didn't know if you were calling me a buttery seafood giant. I didn't know if you were trying to hit on me or getting all horny or whatever.
Horny?
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Oh, I get horny when I fucking eat all that lobster.
Oh,
man.
It's outstanding, isn't it?
That festival is one of a kind. We'll get into it, but beautiful location, beautiful views. It's like, it's one of the best events in the city of Chicago.
So Nick from Green Curtain Events is coming up, and he's going to talk to us about that in just a little bit.
But yeah, man, hey, hold on. So obviously, Claire's been hanging out at the house, cleaning up shop. Hey, your house looks fantastic.
I love you, Claire. That's the lovely wife, Claire.
But what the fuck do you have a bike helmet on your dinner table?
Wait a minute, you were breaking up there for a second.
I'm breaking up.
Yes, there you go.
I'll repeat it. How about this?
Sorry.
Why the hell do you have a bike helmet when I damn well know you don't ride a bike?
I don't ride a bike.
I've never seen you ride a bike.
I don't ride a bike. Well,
I don't think I've ever heard you discuss
a bike. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you my one. I'll tell you my one bike story. I'll tell you.
There's a story.
Well, yeah. So okay. I'm only child, right?
Yeah.
So my mom gets me a bike, and it was kind of like
we're going old school. Right
old
now.
School.
Okay.
It was like kind of burnt orange, gold color bike. I remember it very vividly. Training wheels on it. Blah blah blah. Right.
I pictured you as a red, white, and blue Evel Knievel replica.
No, I wish, but
with a cape.
So she buys me the bike, and I don't know how old I am. I guess I'm 5 years old, maybe. I guess however it is you're old to learn how to ride a bike. And so we're going down the street. Fall
with training wheels.
Yes, with training wheels. I don't know how to ride a bike. Have you seen me walk? It's amazing that I can go 10 feet without falling. How many times have you seen me fall? Quite frankly, man. We don't need to get into those stories, but so start going down the block, fall. Start going down the block, fall. Start going down the block, fall. Get to the end of the block. Start coming back down the block, fall.
Damn, man.
Start coming back down the block, fall.
Did you have some knee pads on at least?
I don't know. No. Well, no, this is the 70s. No knee pads, no helmet, no nothing.
It's called the lawn.
Right. It was called the concrete was breaking my fall.
I remember.
So come out the next day. Bike's gone. Bike's gone. Mom got rid of it.
Oh, shit. I thought somebody stole it.
No, sold it, got rid of it, gave it away. No one hers probably gave it away. She loved pissing me off by giving shit away. I'm like, why give shit away when people will pay for it? But gave it away. So I never learned how to ride a bike.
So after that day, you never tried? You never tried in college, in high school, after college?
Never tried in college. When my dad died when I was 15, I got his car. So I was one of the few people in high school that had a car at 15 and 16. So the hell with bikes, I was driving my car to school.
Okay.
So never learned how to ride. And then we're at the Loop. And I get Travis Pastrana in studio. He's coming in. He's in for his Nitro Circus.
Yeah.
Travis Pastrana says, "I'm going to teach you how to ride a bike." I'm like, "No, really?" I'm like, "Yes, no, dude, you'll love it. It's great." Travis Pastrana. How fucking cool would it have been if I learned how to ride a bike from Travis Pastrana, right?
I'm just waiting what happened.
For some reason, I wasn't able to get to the Nitro Circus or whatever, so it didn't happen. Then after that didn't happen, Brandmeier's producer, Jonathan Brandmeier, who was doing a show not at the Loop, but he was doing a show out of the same studio areas down the street, and I worked with Brandmeier at the Game. I used to do his sports when he was on 87.7 The Game. And Hector, his producer, goes, "I'll teach you how to ride a bike."
Hector's a bad dude. I see him sometimes on the trails and shit like
No,
that.
Hector's great. I love Hector to death. Hector's like, so you know who I'm talking about, right? Okay. So Hector goes, "I'll teach you how to ride a bike." Then Brandmeier and all his people get fired.
Shit.
So I haven't seen Hector in 3 years. So that never happened. Then I am watching the news one day, and it's like, one of those little fun stories. It's like, hey, the city of Chicago has a free program to teach people how to ride a bike this summer. Sign up, we have a link on our website. Sign up for it. So unbeknownst to anybody, I sign up for it.
Yeah, you sure as fuck didn't tell me.
I didn't tell anybody.
I would have loved to take some video there.
I sign up for it. And then between the time I sign up for it and the 3 weeks or so until the class began, I screw up my knee. Okay? So I can't, I go through a 2.5, 3 weeks of not being able to put weight on my knee, blah, blah, blah. The class comes up. And this is why while my knee was screwed up. So I go to the class. The class is over at Kennedy King College on the south side.
Oh, shit.
On divvy bikes.
What, in their parking lot?
They divvy bikes outside the college, and then they have like 2 white hippies and shit. I'm like, I'm going to guess you guys are part of the bike riding class because I'm sure there aren't too many, like white hippies hanging around Kennedy King College at 6 o'clock at night on a Monday. Jeez. So it's like me, like 3 or 4 black women who are in like their mid-50s and like a Hispanic chick in like her 20s. So she goes, all right, so this is what, first thing I want you to do is I just want you to walk the bike around. Just walk the bike around. I want you to get the feel of the bike. Just walk the bike around. So, okay, we're walking the bike around. Then it's like, okay, now I want you to sit on the bike and like straddle the bike and like walk with the bike.
You probably were really good at that one, right?
Walk with the bike as you're straddling the bike. So you're on the bike, kind of standing, and you're walking with the bike.
Frame. You're standing where your crotch is over the frame, or are you sitting on the seat and then like
you're like standing over the seat or standing over the front of the seat?
Yeah.
And walking with the bike. Then she's like, okay, now what I want you to do is like take 1, 2, 3 steps and then just kind of lift your legs up and just kind of glide.
Yeah, just go
as far as you can. Just
let it coast.
Coast, just glide and get the feeling of balance. Oh, and by the way, so those first 3 things, they didn't even have pedals on the bike for that.
Okay.
Then they put the pedals on the bike. And then they're like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to kind of take 1 step and then push off and then, try and,
like start pedaling
ride the
after
bike.
Yeah.
Right. So then there's that step. And then it's like,
so during this process, you were all right. You were doing, you felt good? You felt comfy?
Well, I was real uncomfortable with my knee. It was my left knee, so I'm favoring my left knee.
So you're pushing off with your right.
I'm favoring my left knee and trying not to, if I do start to fall, not fall to the left because I know I'm not going to be able to brace myself with my leg.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well then try and find a little downhill area here. We're in the parking lot of the college. So that way you get a little momentum because it's easier to balance when you have a little momentum, blah, blah, blah. Then it's like, okay, now I want you to try and, I think it was brake.
Okay.
Not stop it with your feet, brake with the handbrake.
Yeah.
Then I want you to turn.
So
it's a 2-hour class. So now it's an hour and 40 minutes into the class, and the 60-year-old bike women are doing wheelies and shit, and they're riding all around the parking lot.
Up.
The Hispanic girl that showed up like 35 minutes late, she's pedaling around. Blah blah blah. There's like 15 minutes left in the class. And I'm still trying to fucking coast on the bike.
That push off didn't teach you
I'm
much,
still trying to coast on the bike.
So what were you scared of? Were you scared of putting both your legs on the pedals and then like continuing the momentum?
The thing that I was most afraid of was I was overcompensating. There was no way I was going to be able to balance because I'm kind of leaning right so that if I fall right where I can stop with my foot and I'm trying at all costs to avoid tipping over to my left where I know I'm not going to be able to put my foot down on the concrete and stop myself because my knee is so weak.
But what you're worried about is that idea that freaks the shit out about kids, where it's like the momentum is what actually does help keep you stable.
Yes,
so
that's
as
what
you're pedaling,
right.
You there's just too much shit going on.
That's what the
speed.
chick from Woodstock was trying to tell me. She was like,
chick that maybe she scared you off with maybe her armpit hair or whatever would be the case. But you should have maybe tried to escape her by pedaling away, because after you literally it's 3 to 5 pedals where you're going 3 to 4 miles an hour. You're not thinking about are you going to fall to the left
but that's
or to
the
right?
other that's the other part that I just wasn't able to do, was there would have been no way I would have been able to bring my knee up in a full pedal rotation, my left knee.
So Roke, one time I fucked myself up on a bike and I wiped out and I couldn't use the ankle. I was bleeding and it was bad and I still had to get home. So I literally had to try to show you off.
That's why they have bus cards. That's why they have bus cards, dude.
No, but I pedaled where you can pedal with one foot. You basically just pedal, and then with your good foot, you bring it back. Remember, on mountain bikes, it's not like a BMX bike where if you pedal backwards, you're gonna brake. Your brakes are on your handlebars. So what you realistically could have done, not giving you excuses, but was to pedal with your good leg, and then bring the pedal backwards halfway, and then keep pedaling that way to give you momentum. But long story short,
here, put those headphones in because you're cutting out a little bit. So I want you to be able to hear it when you're cutting out, so you can adjust your microphone.
So check it out, man. So literally, you need to just gain momentum. Your foot being fucked up or your knee.
Yeah.
You should have started the bike where your bad leg is extended, and then just pushed off with your good leg. So that way, as I'm breaking up. That way you're this fucking microphone, man.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. We're gonna get you some.
I shouldn't have bought. You should tell me I shouldn't have bought these microphones at the guy off the Red Line station at 47th Street.
No, man. No, we'll get you riding a damn bike. And the thing is, it's a matter of the push off. The push off that gets you the momentum will let you start pedaling. Let you start pedaling.
So it ended up being the end of the the end of the show. It's the end of the lesson. So they go, well, here's a helmet.
You got a free helmet.
That's yours to keep. And here's a map of all the bike routes.
It's sponsored by Blue
Cross and Blue Shield, right? It's go, and here's a map. Here's a map routes of all the bike routes in Chicago. Here are the rules of the road.
Yeah,
have a nice day,
dude. This is great. It's a good starter kit for you.
And that's it.
It teaches you the traffic basics on how to get away from a door opening.
So I get home, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Claire. I tried to learn how to ride a bike for you. I was gonna rent a divvy bike and ride up to the hotel and come and see you and all that kind of stuff and surprise you.
Holy shit, that would have been like an anniversary present.
Right.
Were you planning on that? Was it
I was
Claire's
hoping,
birthday coming up?
I was trying to, You
hopeless romantic.
Didn't happen.
So you just pulled up in an Uber?
It just pulled up in an Uber. Yes.
And a cake.
Yes. So.
That's your bike story.
Can't ride a bike.
That's what this helmet's been doing the last 3-4 months.
It's been just sitting there collecting dust.
It's a nice helmet.
So my summer of 2019 has not included any bike riding. And then I see on the news all these people getting killed riding their bikes, and I'm going, well, maybe it's a good thing that I didn't learn how to ride my bike, because these are experienced bike riders who are getting killed in hit and runs. People are hitting them and just driving off.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I can only imagine. I mean, just think about it. Someone like me, never having ridden a bike before, all of a sudden riding it in the street among traffic.
No, that's the problem. That's a big issue, man. I hate the bikers here in the city because you get the crazy dudes that are delivering packages or food, and they're like,
and they're zipping around like they've got,
which is cool because you need confidence when you ride a bike. Like I told my girlfriend's scared to ride a bike in the city on the streets. It's nothing to be scared of, but you have to be offensive and defensive. So like you have to watch like 3 cars in front of you.
Yeah, so you can't do that
windows.
if you're just trying to concentrate on actually riding a bike.
Well, yeah, you don't want to ride in the street.
That's the speech you would give me if I knew how to ride a bike and I hadn't done it in and I kept saying to myself, like the old saying, it's like riding a bike. It's like riding a bike. So I'm going, okay, at some point, this is just all going to click.
Yeah, which it should.
And well, it didn't in that 2 hours. It didn't in that 2 hours.
Listen, man, a lot of times pass where you're freaked out. You're freaked out and you're overthinking it. And it's easier said than done because I learned like back in the day and whatnot. But it is easier said than done. It's easier to just push yourself to know nothing's going to happen.
Now, we got Clara bike about 6 years ago because she was going to like start. I'm like, you work in Hyde Park. Why don't you just ride your bike to work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't happened.
Where's the bike?
It's in the basement somewhere. Or maybe she gave it away like my mother gave away my bike and she never told me.
There's a bike in your basement. There's no way in hell anybody's finding that thing.
Oh, that's true. There's a bar in my basement that you maybe not even be able to find in that thing. So,
I saw the bar.
Unfortunately, riding a bike has not been part of the summer 2019 experience for Al Roker Jr.
We need to do this.
But coming up next, something that is part of the 2019 summer Al Roker Jr. experience.
Gangbang.
No, that too. Second best thing to gangbang would be the Great American Lobsterfest going on at Navy Pier. We're going to talk to Nick from Green Curtain Events about Lobsterfest coming up at Navy Pier. That's coming up on Roker Radio. Stay right here.
How about Red Lobster for lunch? Come wake up your taste for seafood in the middle of the day. Enjoy lunch at Red Lobster. We'll serve you right away.
This isn't the old burgers and fries routine. Red Lobster's serving scampi, flounder, salads, lots of lunches far from routine.
Everything we do is for the seafood lover in you. Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Roker Radio as the summer of 2019 continues. Actually, it's starting to wind down now, but joining me right now is Nick Pobutsky from Green Curtain Events, and they have a great event coming up. You've heard me talk about it here in the past. First of all, how you doing, Nick?
Doing great. Thanks for asking.
Lobsterfest. Now, if you either know about this event, if you know about this event, you love this event. If you haven't heard about this event, you're thinking Lobsterfest in Chicago, and I guess, that would be my first question. Why a Lobsterfest in Chicago? We couldn't be further away from lobster.
Well, that's one of the beautiful parts about the festival. We love bringing fresh seafood from the East Coast here to the Midwest. And Chicago is the most important city, biggest hub. We have since branched out the festival into Milwaukee and Detroit as well. But bringing fresh seafood to the Midwest is the novelty and our specialty. And this is actually our 6th year of producing the Great American Lobsterfest here in Chicago on Navy Pier.
And you say you branched out into Detroit and Milwaukee. Is this year the first year for Detroit and Milwaukee, or have you done it there before?
It's the inaugural year for Milwaukee, but
Okay.
It will be the 2nd year for Detroit.
How did it go over in Detroit, and what are you expecting in Milwaukee before we? Because Chicago. If you don't think about lobster and Chicago, if you don't associate lobster in Chicago, you really don't associate lobster in Milwaukee. So, how did it go in Detroit, and how do you think it's going to go over north of the border?
Yeah, we seem to find our seafood lovers in every market. Detroit was wildly successful last year. We were blessed with beautiful weather, and it's a mid-September event in Detroit. Attendance was above what we expected, and fantastic. Milwaukee is showing those same signs. Being in a new market, new city, there's a lot of excitement, especially for an event that's been around so long. There's some credibility, there's some excitement, there's some accountability, and everyone who loves seafood finds their way to this festival.
And if you've been listening to the show all summer long, I've been focusing this summer on different festivals, different music events, things like that. And one of the reasons I've been doing it so strongly this year is because, you know, summer doesn't last long here in Chicago. I mean, you need to enjoy every second of it. And I think it's important to know about the different events that are going on around town. And this is one of the events that is kind of at the tail end of summer. So exactly, well, first of all, Lobsterfest is a free event, correct?
It is. We are on Navy Pier at the far east end and also inside the Aeon Grand Ballroom, which gives us a great kind of backup plan if the weather isn't perfect out there. But we're on the far east end of Navy Pier. It's free to attend. Anyone can come. You can come check it out, and we have a la carte food and drink items down there, both seafood and land food and dessert options. You can also pre-buy a meal if you'd like to in advance. So it's a free event, and down at the end of Navy Pier.
And the lobster, you talk about bringing fresh seafood into Chicago. So the lobster is actually shipped in fresh for this event. This isn't something that is, you know, the lobster comes in on Monday and the event is over the weekend. I mean, that lobster's coming in every day of the event, and it's coming in fresh, and it's not frozen or anything like that, correct?
That's correct. Our seafood provider is Lobster Grand.
Oh, I love
and
the
they
guys
were with
over
us last year.
Yeah.
And we can't say enough good things about working with them.
So, and one of the things that is a pleasant surprise to me about this festival is, you know, I live in Chicago, and so I don't really go to Navy Pier. You really don't go to. I don't have kids, so you know, I'm not taking them to the Children's Museum or anything like that. You usually go to Navy Pier to see the fireworks or do the Ferris wheel, or if you have friends and visitors in town, you show them Navy Pier. But I've got to tell you, having gone to this event a few times, it's a blast. It is a fun time, and a fun time at Navy Pier. It's a really good venue for this. Like you said, it's out in the open, or you can be in the ballroom. You know, if the weather isn't cooperating, but there's, you know, fresh lobster, and like you said, lobster meals that you can buy. You even have. Do you have the lobster feast going on this year?
We do. We have a Lobster Hero Feast that's good for parties of 2, 6, or 10 that want to take advantage of all-you-can-eat lobster.
And who wouldn't want to do that, quite frankly? Who wouldn't want all-you-can-eat lobster, right? That sounds like some type of a dream.
Exactly. And it also includes reserved seating, your own private host. We really try to make that a special experience. For the masses, though, there's no shortage of seafood. Lobster sliders, lobster nachos, lobster mac and cheese, lobster French fries, and then also other seafood. Crab rolls, shrimp skewers, you name it.
And it's also,
and then we don't really stop there. We also like to make sure we have land food for the people that don't love seafood. So base hit barbecue, tandoor char house. We have elote corn, churro factory for desserts. So really anything you could possibly want. Also kid-friendly. We have those options for everyone because at the end of the day, it is a true festival.
Yeah, and there's also, it's not just all food and all seafood and the other things. I mean, there's lots to drink, and there are stages. There's music involved as well.
Correct. Our main focus is the food, of course, but we don't shortchange the music whatsoever. The music is as diverse as the food. We have the School of Rock come for youth programs to perform. We're introducing now a country Sunday to the event with a headliner, the Brass Buckle Band. We also have Rico, a tribute to Santana, South of Disorder, a tribute to Jimmy Buffett, and a couple of returning favorites. The Smiley Tillman Band on Friday night are some of my favorite entertainment that you'll see on the pier that weekend.
So,
and you mentioned fireworks before, too.
Yeah.
Saturday night is a true fireworks show put on by Navy Pier. But then last year they also did fireworks on Sunday night. I think because it is the holiday weekend and we do take place Labor Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're not out there on Monday, the holiday. But if you're in town for the weekend, like you mentioned, entertaining friends and family, or if you go somewhere and come back and can still hit Sunday, Navy Pier did fireworks on Saturday and Sunday last year.
And as you said, it's Labor Day weekend, so that falls when this year? That is 30th, 31st,
it's
and
August,
1st, or?
Yeah,
okay.
August 30, August 31, and then September 1st.
Okay, August 30th, 31st, and the 1st, and so you can get your weekend started off early by going there on Friday the 30th. You can go on the 31st. You can wind. You can go on that Sunday and still have your Monday off. It's really a great time. And you hear lobster, you think expensive. It's really not that expensive, especially if you consider. If you end up going to a seafood restaurant or you go to a steakhouse and they have lobster or something like that, compared to what you're going to pay there, this is actually very reasonable.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I think once you add in the extra elements of seating on the end of Navy Pier with city views, fireworks, music, and also a great crowd around you, activities, shopping, things to do for the kids. When you add up all those elements, I have to agree with you that it's an amazing price point, and you get a lot to do there for the weekend.
Yeah, it's a great value, and it's high quality food. I mean, and it's lobster. I mean, who doesn't love lobster? And again, it's a great way to end the summer. It's not the end of summer, but it's kind of like the unofficial end of summer, that Labor Day weekend. But it's a great way to kind of put a bow on the summertime here in Chicago. So again, it's the Great American Lobsterfest. It's taking place Labor Day weekend at Navy Pier. So August 30th, 31st, and September 1st, Friday through Sunday. What are the hours?
So we are open from noon every single day until 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Basically, last call around 9:30, and that's also when the fireworks show starts.
Okay, excellent. And you had mentioned it's free. You can also buy tickets and pre-order a meal, or pre-order you can pre-order a meal, a lobster dinner, or you can pre-order a lobster roll dinner. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have a lot of options. First one is free. Come on out and see what you want to get a la carte. You can do a lobster meal experience, which is a traditional lobster boil with sides. You can do a VIP experience, which is that same lobster meal, plus extra access to a VIP lounge, both indoors and outdoors. And you get a few drink tickets to go along with that. And then you have the Lobster Hero all-you-can-eat feast. And I would just encourage guests to go to our website, which is AmericanLobsterFest.com, and you can shop all these options and get more detail that would be perfect for you and your family.
AmericanLobsterFest.com, and make sure that you click on the Chicago location, because it is happening in Milwaukee and Detroit as well. But AmericanLobsterFest.com, I would suggest that you go there now, because you don't want those lobster dinners or the VIP tickets or that lobster feast experience to sell out on you. AmericanLobsterFest.com. Go check it out. It's a great event to have 4 people, 6 people, just have the whole clan kind of go and just have a great day on the lakefront. Or you go more than one day. I mean, why not? Might as well go every day over that Labor Day weekend, huh?
We have definitely seen returning faces for multiple days every year, and they come back and we give high fives and hugs, and we just go right back to it, eating seafood and jamming out to good music.
How many festivals do you deal with at Green Curtain events over the course of the year?
Well, our favorite food groups are chicken wings, tacos, and lobster. And we do Wing Out Chicago, we do tacos and tamales, and then we do the Great American Lobsterfest. And we have since brought Wing Out to Detroit and Lobsterfest to Detroit, now Lobsterfest to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee would be next in queue for our Wing Out Festival as well. And then tacos and tamales, we're looking to expand to the markets in time. So between the different cities we work with and the festivals, we will be producing 6 food festivals this summer alone.
Well, Nick, you're a very busy man, and you bring smiles to a lot of people's faces with the tacos, tamales, wings, and lobster. You're like the Santa Claus of food in the summer, huh?
We're working with winners. I appreciate you saying that, and they're fun groups to work with.
Nick, thank you so much. What's the website again for the Lobsterfest?
Yeah, check us out, AmericanLobsterFest.com, end of Navy Pier, Labor Day weekend.
And it's a great event. Believe me, I've done it in the past, and, you work hard. You want to make sure that you spend your money on something that you're going to enjoy and have a good time for you and your friends. And I can guarantee you this is a great time. So make sure you try and get to the Great American Lobsterfest because it is a blast. And, Nick, I will see you there.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Do you have a question or a comment? Send us an email to Al Roker Jr. at prodigy.net. Now, once again, here's Uncle Al.
Thanks to Nick from Green Curtain Events there, Lobsterfest 2019 going on at Navy Pier on Labor Day weekend, and it really is a fantastic time. You've done it a couple of times with me, Dano. So the first time you went, what were you expecting? Because we ended up having a blast.
Well, you told me it was downtown. It was like Navy Pier. And it was hot as hell, I do remember. So we go there. I was expecting, I don't know, you get like a lobster sandwich. We're in Chicago. I was expecting like, I don't know, maybe like half of a handful in like a big po' boy, so it's more bread than lobster.
Right.
I was thinking that it's going to be a little chewy where the quality wasn't good or overcooked.
Right.
So it's not like I went in there like a negative Nancy.
But you didn't have the highest expectation.
Yeah.
You didn't think it was going to be high quality.
Yeah. And I had just, I think, come back from, like, Boston, like, the year before or that year. So I had some amazing lobster in Boston. So when you invited me, I was like, hell yeah. I mean, we'll go hang out. It's beautiful weather. Let's check it out. And then, bro, I mean, long story short, we went there. We ate like kings. You get, like, a full-on lobster. I think you got the lobster. I got the sandwich.
You can do, and like Nick was talking about, there's a couple of things. First of all, it's free to attend. So you can just go there and attend. And then once you get there, you can buy tickets to different vendors who are serving like maybe lobster bites or lobster mac and cheese or something like this or something like that, and drinks or whatever. Or you can pre-purchase or purchase when you get there either a full lobster dinner, which is going to be a lobster, a full like pound and a quarter lobster, pound and a half lobster, corn, bread, and potatoes.
Oh, that juice.
Or same thing with a lobster roll.
Yeah, that lobster
which is like kind of on like that East Coast hot dog bun that's buttered and grilled on both sides, right?
It was like stacked. It was stacked, and that's what I got. You got the actual lobster, and I was jealous at first that you started having to work to crack that shit open.
No, it's. I mean, but that's part of the fun. I mean, I love lobster and I love crab. I mean, if you think lobster is a pain, it's nothing compared to like crab legs. Crab legs, you are really working to earn that meal.
Yeah.
Lobster is just basically tail and claws, and so that's pretty easy to get
crack
to.
Into it, yep.
Right. And then again, they give you the butter and all that kind of stuff, and then and then we had some drinks and
They have a lot of killer samples too, where you could, like, thanks to the package that we had a bunch of like mac and cheese with lobster, and we had some samples of like Knob Creek and different stuff.
If you get like a VIP package, you can get they'll have food samplings, they'll have alcohol samplings, in addition to the full lobster meal and all that other stuff that you get. And what I want to know is if we're going to like go in, since you've been all keto diet on me and everything, are we going to go all in and do that lobster feast? Because now you can do the lobster feast. That first year we went, you had to buy a table of 10 to do the lobster feast, which is the all-you-can-eat lobster and fixins. As soon as you're done with your lobster, they bring you another lobster. Now they have it where you can buy it in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All you can eat lobster.
Oh, so we don't have to get like 8 other people.
We don't have to get 8 other people. We could just do it, you and me, or we could do 4 of us.
I could destroy that shit. Yeah. Like, no, I eat once a day. So by the time like I eat, I could probably do like 8 lobsters.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
See,
maybe we should try it.
I would love to see you do that, because nothing would depress me more than to pay for the all-you-can-eat lobster package
And not be able
and then I only eat like a lobster or a lobster and a half,
But see,
because I got full, or I said, these are some damn good potatoes, and I got full and could only eat like a lobster and a half or something like that.
As part of this, because I'm intermittent fasting and doing the keto stuff, so butter and protein seafood is
that's right up your alley. That's perfect.
All right, hey, maybe let's hit up Nick after
Got to call
this.
Nick back?
Get Nick back, and let's see if we could do a contest. If he's willing to sponsor.
Me and you?
Yeah, we'll see who could do more.
See, you could beat me. And back in my prime.
The fuck are you talking about? You're a pro.
Dude, in my prime, I could taken down
You know what?
just
Fuck
about
that. You
just
said-
about anybody.
Well, didn't you tell me the story that you and Abe went to fucking Vegas and polished off like 1,800 pounds of like crabs?
Well, and also we couldn't walk the rest of the day.
All right, bro. You don't have to walk too far there, too.
We couldn't walk. We were in pain. It was. We were ringing the shame bell afterwards. It was awful.
All right, but quick question:
Yes.
all you could eat, like what hours? Like how many? Over how much period of time would we be able to? Like, is it?
That's a good question. Maybe my producer can look it up very quickly on the internet. The Great American Lobsterfest, the details of the VIP, and maybe my crack producer can get that information to us before.
No,
we're
but
done.
you know what I mean. Like, do I have? Am I allowed to go take a piss or grab a drink?
Oh,
and
I
come
mean, no,
back
it's
in
not
an
a
hour?
no, it's not a eating competition where it's like, oh, you can't touch the water and you can't. Yeah, it's
because
just
when we've hung out there, we go for like it's a nice afternoon/evening.
it's probably, but for the all you can eat, they probably do it in
certain
blocks
time
of
frame.
1 hour or 2 hours. Probably. My guess is it's probably a block of an hour.
I could probably do 5 in the first hour. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, show off. I'm just saying if I haven't eaten for 20 hours
Right.
and I'm going in there with, like, a complete open stomach, I could polish off the first 2 quick.
See
'Cause
now,
I'll just be like, yum, 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 yum.
well, you know what the key to that is?
Don't eat the
And believe
potato.
me, because there's not a buffet that I haven't gone to,
Have
and I
somebody
can
crack
and
the
I can
shit.
talk to you about buffet etiquette and how to do this. First of all, is don't just forget the filler.
Yeah.
Forget all that bullshit.
Yeah.
I know that the mashed potatoes look good, and the
No,
corn
they're
looks
phenomenal,
good, and
by the way.
all that stuff looks great. Or like you go to like Fogo de Chao and stuff, and they have that great salad bar, and they
Oh,
have that
yeah.
warm bread.
What a waste.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Skip it. That's where they get you. They want you to fill up on
Yeah.
that stuff so that you don't eat the lamb chops and the prime cuts of meat. And you go, oh, I'm full. So let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. VIP lobster experience includes lobster meal, drink tickets, special samplings, and more. Lobster feast. Pinch here for tickets. Oh, that's cute. Let's see here. Lobster meal, VIP. Come on. Where is the Sometimes it's a separate link for the. So while I'm looking for this, here you go. All you can eat package. Here we go.
Think
so
about
don't
it.
fill up.
We've had two lobsters in the past while we've been at the event. So you're telling me if you had an all you could eat, you wouldn't chill out on drinks and like all the little.
Oh no,
that
dude!
we had?
I would take X-Lax and shit the day before. I'd take shits. I would do all that stuff. I was making sure I was completely and totally empty.
Sounds like you'd be
I would make sure I was. Okay, so it says here for Friday.
Yeah.
There's a 1 p.m. seating and a 6 p.m. seating.
Now, like, what's
for
the
2?
6? Okay.
There's a 1 p.m. seating and a 6 p.m. seating for 6, and a 1 p.m. seating and a 6 p.m. seating for 10.
How much is it? Does it say?
For 2, that can't be. That can't be per.
Is there a glitch? Is there a glitch?
No.
Is it like cheap? Let's
Okay.
get it.
No. All right. So it's like $2.95 for 2 people. So it's $1.50 for 2 people.
So if we were to start at 1:00, we have it till 6:00 until the next showing.
I wonder. I don't know if that's the case. I'm trying to see what it says. All you can eat. It's like a dream. At the end of cold drink, all you can eat. 1 p.m. or 6 p.m. So there's. It's 3 hours. All you can eat whole lobster during your 3 hours of reserved communal seating.
So you're telling me that's $2.95 for 2 people or per person?
For 2 people.
So it's only $150 a person
plus
for 3
2
hours?
VIP passes.
Bro, we're doing that shit. That's
plus
that.
2 VIP
we're
passes.
We're doing that. That's just ridiculous. I'm gonna fuck them over. They're gonna go broke after I'm done.
I mean, if you ate 2 lobsters an hour, you'd eat 6 lobsters.
Shit, for 3 hours, I could probably do like 12.
And go on Yelp right now and go to a seafood restaurant or a steak restaurant. You'll be lucky if they even have a lobster price on there. Probably say market price.
Yeah, especially in
for
Chicago.
A lobster tail.
Bro.
Right, you end up paying $50 for a lobster tail in Chicago.
Yeah, a roll in fucking Boston's like $15, $16, and that's just for per half a pound because they do it by half pounds, quarter pounds, or full pounds.
This is a good deal. Okay, all you can eat whole lobster during your 3 hours of reserved communal seating. 2 VIP passes with access to reserved areas within the fest, as well as complimentary VIP taste test experience in the VIP lounge.
4 drink tickets.
From 1 to 3 and 5 to 7. Drink vouchers with access to VIP bars, plus corn on the cob, potatoes, kielbasa, lemon wedges, and melted butter.
You can't beat that.
No. And the price actually gets cheaper the more
because
it's $1,195 for 10 people. So it's down to $119.50 for 10 people.
Look at the 6 one. That's what I noticed. The 6-person one is like $7.95.
$7.95.
So it's like $120.
$120. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great deal.
You eat 3 lobsters and you're still getting some cocktails and shit involved. That's a steal of a deal. These guys set it up right. And it's good because that's what we always talked about. The first 2 years we went, Rogue.
Oh, because we watched them eating and going, oh, what is that?
Who are we going to invite? Who are we going to invite? Who's going to be on board for this shit?
Who deserves to be in our inner circle for this?
Who deserves to be a degenerate like us? We're going to get drunk as hell, eat seafood in 90-degree weather, and then walk home hating ourselves.
Dude, they're going to have to send a boat for me to come get me at the end of Navy Pier to get me home.
It's going to have somebody like wheelbarrow my ass out of
Dude,
there.
I'm going to have to fake an injury because there's no way I'm walking back all the way the rest of the pier after that.
In that wheelbarrow, I'm going to have a lobster on my stomach as I'm
there
eating
you go.
on the way out.
Oh, not like we haven't figured out the way to smuggle something out.
I'll just still eat it as part of my final hour. No, Nick started some shit. We're gonna look into this some more, and we're gonna have to try to get some passes because I know we've been doing it as an annual retreat, and it's gonna be after your little shindig party. So we just got to make sure we're not too hungover.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Because then that's gonna affect how much I could eat.
Yeah, that's true. That's a party. That's gonna
We're
be
moving
one hell
your
of a
party.
weekend.
We're moving
We're
your party
moving the party now. We're
to
moving
Friday because we're gonna eat all weekend.
No,
we're gonna,
you can't.
We're gonna do it Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna do the all you could eat.
Oh, you want to do it? You want to do
I'm
it 2
kidding.
days worth of all you can eat lobster.
You'd be sick of lobster at that point.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, the Lobsterfest is, if you love lobster, this is a great event for you. And I talked to Nick about this a little bit. I'm like, I'm not a Navy Pier guy. I don't have a girlfriend as far as anyone knows. I'm not going to go on the Ferris wheel or go, let's go out to Navy Pier and look at the fireworks. I don't give a shit about any of that shit. But I actually have a pretty good time at Navy Pier when I go to this thing.
No, it's a good atmosphere. Everybody's chill. They have really good live music.
Yeah, like you said, lots of bands. There's going to be fireworks one night.
Dude, the vendors are kick-ass. Everybody has, like, smaller portions. You could get bigger portions. Everybody's, like, free. Like, they hook you up with portions where it's, like, they're not stingy.
No, they're nice portions.
Yeah,
actually,
shit.
when you go to the vendors and you get like your lobster mac and cheese bites or whatever, they give you a nice portion there.
And there's a good amount of like alcohol,
and there's bathrooms
good beers.
inside, and
you could cool off. In that auditorium open area.
All right. So what did we learn on this edition of Roker Radio? That
I'm a sick
Al Roker
pig.
Jr. cannot ride a bike. After 50 years plus, he still cannot ride a bike. Will he ever? It's just like, I don't know if you ever remember the old Batman show. They always have the little cliffhanger at the end. It's like, will the Cape Crusader ever get out? How will the Cape Crusader ever get out of this mess?
Yeah.
Stay tuned next week. Will Al Roker Jr. ever learn how to ride a bike? Will Al and Dan get the lobster feast?
We're gonna have to follow
How
up.
many lobsters will they eat?
Hey, if we do this year, we'll have to do a podcast from there.
Join us, same bat time, same bat channel, on the next edition of Roker Radio.
I'm going to call you Helmet Boy. Helmet Boy.
Thanks as always, Dano, I think.
Love you, brother.
And as always, at Al Roker Jr., Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Signal the Launch.
Yeah, check out Signal the Launch.
For Dano.
Instagram, Facebook.
You can always go to alrokerjr.com, and you can always subscribe to Roker Radio on iTunes. Just look for alrokerjr.com or Roker Radio. Thanks for joining us as always. Talk to you next time. Peace.
Rock!